Good people, it's Sunday. Sunday. And we're live on Squad Show 254. Our guest today is Mark Ouko. Mark is a former basketball player for KAA. And currently Mark is a strongman athlete. So with no further ado, I'd like to welcome Mark to the show. Mark.
Yes, Manpi.
How you doing, sir? VP.
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Man, I can't complain. You know, with COVID, everything is slow motion. I hope everybody, you and yourself and your family are doing well. How are you all guys doing?
Everyone on my side is doing okay.
Yeah.
The challenges are there, but we strive for better days ahead.
Man, you can say that again, man. Right now, you know.
Yeah.
It's a time where you have to buckle down and really. The only positive you have to focus and you have to realize things that which are important to your life. You know, you realize family and like a lot of the things you normally do on a regular basis are no longer important. So you realize family is the most important thing, and so long as your loved ones and your friends are good, man, you say amen to that.
True. Nothing more we can ask.
Man. That's that's normal. We say that for we say it all the time. You can't ask for any more, but this is the time where you really know you can't ask for anything else, man. But we got jumped into it, man. So the last time I remember talking to you, man, you were a basketball player, and now you are a strongman athlete, man. Like, how do you even go from basketball to joining strongman athlete to competing and really pursuing that, man? Like, how do you go from that to over there? How do you cross that bridge?
Okay, Manpi. First of all, it's all part of the transition. When I quit basketball, I thought about what I'm going to do next. Okay. These days you find so many players, they don't know what they're going to do after basketball, after they quit playing.
Yes.
So me, I used to weightlift, even during my basketball days. I used to train, I used to go to the gym. So it was something that was already in me, you see. So when I finally decided to stop playing basketball, it was actually very easy for me to transition because it's something that I was doing previously, even during my playing days. It's something that I was still doing. So the transition wasn't that difficult for me.
Yeah, I know you talked about your playing days, man. I know I talked to you briefly about this, man. When I came to you guys, man, I used to get mentally prepared. You physical guys, man. You are doing weights even when you're playing basketball. How did you start doing weights when you were playing basketball? Like, why did you do weights when you're still playing basketball, which is not the norm in Kenya? Guys don't do weights. Guys don't train. Why are you doing weights when you're playing basketball?
When I started doing weights, I was actually quite slim. I can call myself, I was weak compared to now. When I used to jump to maybe probably go for a layup, if someone nudged me a little, I will fall down and probably get injured. These small injuries, my wrist will get injured, my shoulders. So I decided that I was going to get stronger. I started working out. And that's when I saw the advantages of actually weightlifting. And it impacted my game so much. I was stronger when I jumped in the air. I was stronger when I landed. I was stronger when defending players. I was stronger. So that's how I actually started weightlifting and enjoyed the benefits of weightlifting as I played basketball.
But this our thinking. This is our thinking as a Kenyan basketball player. I'm thinking Man, there's no
Yeah.
way. I don't have the time to work out. I don't have time to do the weights. I don't have time to invest in yourself. How are you able to do these things? How are you able to go to the gym? How are you able to work out? How are you able to do the right things for you to get to where you are today? Like, give us some tips. Like, what did you do that you think most of us don't even think about?
Okay. Uh, when you want to get better at anything, you have to work. You have to put in the work. So I wanted to get better at basketball then. So I decided to go to join a gym, and currently, even now, once you see the progress, once you see your body changing, you see your energy levels going higher. It gives you the encouragement to keep on going, to keep on working out, to keep on wanting to improve each and every day. So that's what kept me going. As soon as I saw my energy levels were high, my game was changing. I was probably my points average increased because of definitely going to the gym. And as you've asked how I was able to do it, I was younger then. I had the time after college. I had the time on my hands to do all these things, but it's not easy. It's not easy to go for basketball practice and still hit the weight room. But I found time. I made time on weekends. I made time on when I didn't have classes. I made time, so I was able to do it. It depends on just your drive. You just if you want to get better, you just keep working on it. Keep working.
Yeah, you made a great point. You have to make the time. I'll tell you, for example,
Exactly.
when I was playing for college, a lot of guys don't know this, but I would work out 2 hours. And as you mentioned, gym is expensive, so you have to find a gym which you can pay, a good amount of money. So there was a gym who called you West in someone's backyard. So I would go from Umoja to West to this guy's backyard, and I would train there with this guy because I would give him I knew the guy, but he tells like 5 shot per week. You can't beat that 500 per week. You can't beat that. And I would walk out there, and then I would go from West to Nyayo to train. And the jam down there is so bad, so we would jog. Mine jog from Westlands to Nyayo, and train. So when you say you have to find the time and you have to dedicate yourself, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Sure.
But why do you think we use that as an excuse? Like, I understand the grind and everything, but if you're playing and you want to play at a high level, but you're not doing the right things, you're setting up yourself for failure. Why do you think we go back to that excuse? I don't have the time.
Sometimes it's true you don't have the time because you're hustling for your family, you're hustling for yourself. So whatever little time you can find on your hands, you probably join the gym and do what you can. But it's true that in Kenya, it's not easy to balance all this and to see the results. Because for you to see the results at the gym, you need to be consistent. You need to show up almost 3 or 4 times daily, not daily, weekly. So yeah, weekly. So it's not easy. I understand players when they say they don't have the time, but it's something that you just have to figure out. You just have to try and plan, but it's not easy. It wasn't easy for me. Combining all these, because basketball training isn't easy. It's hard on the knees, it's tough on the joints, on the elbows, on the shoulders. So when you also join the gym and try to put all this together, it's not easy. Professional athletes in the NBA, they do it because they have like the entire day to probably work on their game. Here in Kenya, you don't have that luxury. We are not professionals. You have to balance. You have to go to work. You have to go to college. You have to come back, practice. If you don't practice, you won't get a jersey. You won't fit in the team. So yeah, you'll have to balance all this, and it's not easy, PK. It's not easy. But luckily, I'm seeing the norm is changing. Players are embracing it. Currently, I'm also working with a few basketball players at my gym who join me for strength training, and they've told me they've seen the results. It's showing when they're in court, their balance is better, their strength levels, their speed has increased. So the norm is definitely changing. People are finding more time to hit the gym and balance all this out.
Yeah, but like you look at like look if you look at our leagues across Kenya, man, most of those players are in college. And I understand the college structure
Yeah,
is different. I understand that, but even I don't think there is a team which practices 5 days a week. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think the team which practices 5 days a week. It's either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, players are occasion Friday. You know how that goes, man.
yeah,
So I think for players there is time. I think especially I'm not talking for all the players. I understand the sales sponsored teams. I understand, guys who have won, but I'm talking about it like college, like in college, players in college, for example. I think if we can tap into those players in college and really focus on developing those players, because those are going to be the players for tomorrow for our national teams and everything moving forward. I think we have look a great crop of players. Don't you think so? When you look now at our league and the way it's structured, like if you look at Kusa games, for example, there's a lot of good players out there who if you do the right things, they can pan out to be very uh, great basketball players.
that's true. That's true. If you focus on the college players, definitely, we work on them while they're still young. It definitely will change their mindset and how they play the game, how they approach the game. But working with young players also, it's not easy. Uh, Definitely in terms of their in terms of their discipline, it's not. As they grow older, they become more focused and they know this is what I want. But the few young players who are willing to embrace sports and take it seriously, definitely we can work on them and show them the steps early, and it will definitely change the game of Kenya entirely.
Yeah, but so let's talk about. So you mentioned about a good thing, and I think I've been on here talking about planning for retirement, planning for that, and that's the first thing you talked about. Most players leave and they don't have a plan to what they're going to do next. And you mentioned that you had a plan. You had seen yourself getting to this point, and you knew where you're transitioning to. What are some of the things that made you start thinking about transitioning? Like, why did you think it was important for you to think about transitioning to like what's next for you?
That's a good question. My elder brother Collins Ouko actually played basketball, so after watching him also his journey and how he transitioned from basketball to what he's currently doing, uh, made me also think really hard on what I wanted to do after basketball. I've seen so many players struggle. They don't want to leave the game. It's not easy leaving the game.
It's hard. It's hard.
So it's hard. You find a player wants to play until when he's 45 years old, which is not possible. His knees are out. He can't jump. He can't play defense. But still, he wants to hold on. He wants to hold on. And I didn't want to be that player. I didn't want to be that player at all. My plan was to retire early from basketball, hang my boots early. Once I felt I had given my all to the sport, I had done everything I thought I could. So my plan was to decide on what I was going to do next. I didn't want to be, as I've said, I didn't want to be these players who hold on. Even the young tax, they come, they school you. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be. I wanted to retire while still on a high. On a high, I could still jump. do most of the things I could when I was younger. So I didn't want. That was actually what motivated me. I didn't want to retire when I'm beaten up. My NBA mentor, Kobe Bryant, he retired and he scored, I think, about 57 points on his last game. So he could still play, but his body was not willing to allow him to. So he decided to retire while still on a high end. So that's what I did. I decided to find something which I could do on my pastime. Weight training doesn't take a lot of my time. I can train whenever I want. I can train 3 times or twice a week, or whenever I find time.
Yes.
After work, yes, basketball training. You have to report. You have to show up for training at 5. When you can still see the rim.
Yeah.
For gym or for weight training, as long as the gym is opened, you can walk in at any time, be it in the morning, be it in the afternoon, be it at night. So gym actually favored me and what I planned to, and my type of work. So it was actually easy for me to transition to weight training.
So when you transition to weight training, do you have a plan?
Yes.
Are you seeing yourself competing in weight? Did you have that dream to compete in strongman athlete, or did you have any vision, or you just like, I'll just keep fit and I might just see where this is gonna go as we move, as I practice?
When I used to play basketball at Nyayo, the strongman activities used to happen at the volleyball pitch just up on the Nyayo.
Yeah.
So I used to watch the strongmen and what they did, and I was actually amazed. And after retiring from basketball, I went to watch a couple more events for strongman. And now when I went back to the gym, strongman is about numbers. You don't join strongman because for fun. It's not something you do for. It's about your numbers.
Yeah.
The current squat record is around 340 kgs. So when you're training in the gym, if your numbers can match the current strongman numbers, then it's something you think about. This is something I can do. My numbers were almost the same as theirs at the gym. My lifts were almost the same as theirs. So I knew if I put in the work, definitely I would be able to compete in this. So I went to watch a few strongman events, and I liked what I saw, and that's how I decided to join. In 2019, that's when I competed. I trained actually. I retired, I think, from basketball in 2017. I trained for 2 years, 2017, 2018. 2019 is when I participated in my first strongman competition, and I've been doing it ever since.
Man, watching. I know you mentioned watching. Watching too, I think is a big part of like having that dream and that focus and the drive. Because I remember myself, like when I was watching those NBA games or those at KBC in the afternoon. I watched Scotty. Scotty was my guy, and I would watch and I would see the things he did. I'd be like, man, I want to play like Scotty one day. I think I used to watch, Michael Jordan. Everybody was like Michael Jordan, but to me, I always felt like Michael Jordan was all that one generational kind of player who comes along and it's so hard to equate what he does. So for you, so when you watch like this guy from Lithuania, he comes from Kenya and he pulls a truck, like a fire truck. What does that do for you? What does that do for you?
Definitely, it shows me that if I put my mind to it, I can definitely do what he does. Because if a guy comes from Lithuania, comes from South Africa, even here locally, the people who can pull those trucks. So
yeah,
when they do it, they actually show you that it's possible. if you put in the work, if you're disciplined, you can also do this. So actually, as you said, watching someone do something that maybe probably what you thought was impossible to you before, but when you see it being done, it actually gives you the drive, and your mindset is changed, and you actually know that it is possible for you to also achieve what these other people are achieving.
And we keep talking, and there's you bringing out different words like mindset, discipline, drive, and doing things which you think are possible. So these are words we take lightly. You say I have to have the mindset, I have to have the discipline, I have to grind. But once you get in the grind proves you otherwise, and it's tough, and you feel like you don't want to go to that next workout, and it's just like, man, do I have to go?
Yeah.
So what keeps you going? Like, what keeps you going every day? What keeps you going? Like, what keeps you going every day? Like, to want to wake up and be the best version of yourself every day.
What keeps me going is, first of all, seeing how far I've come. When I started this strongman thing, I wasn't. My numbers weren't as good because from basketball, as I told you, basketball makes your knees weak. Basketball
Yeah.
makes your knees weak. Yeah. So doing the squats, my numbers weren't that good. So I grinded up to where I am right now. So just seeing where I came from, seeing past videos of what I was struggling with back then, I definitely don't want to go back to where I was then. So I have to show up daily. I have to keep on improving. And to be honest, it's not easy. Strongman is not comparing strongman to basketball. As there's a guy who we work out at the gym with. He's a basketballer. So he was also trying to ask me how strongman and basketball compare. And when you show up to a strongman event, it's you alone. PK, it's you alone. In basketball, you have your teammates. You have your teammates to bail you out.
Yeah.
If you can't shoot the 3-point, there's a 3-point shooter at your team. If you can't your shot, you can't grab the rebound. There's someone to bail you. There's someone who grab that rebound. But in strongman, it's you alone. If your squats aren't that good, you have to improve your squats. If your shoulder press, your shoulders aren't that strong, you have to work on it. You have to improve on it. There's no one that will come do the squats for you. There's no one that will come do the shoulder presses for you. Also, in basketball, a coach can make you lose a game. In basketball, a ref can make you lose a game. In strongman, you're the only person. You have control of everything. You have the control of everything.
Can't blame no one, man.
You can't blame you can't blame anyone, man. So it's just you have to keep on working, and that's what has kept me going all these years. Just wanting to improve, wanting to be better than who I was previously on previous years.
Very good insight there. And I know you talked about, in basketball, you have people to shoot the three. And one of the best finest Kenyan basketball shooters is on here, Ken Ondiek. Can say you should go down low. You can't shoot. Say Joe Society, you're turning around quite inspiring, bro. So there's a lot of people, and who like watch your journey, and it's very inspiring to see where you're coming from, where you're headed, and for you, like, there has to be that moment where everything starts for you. When did you start playing sports? When was that moment for you? When was that moment that you're like, I think sports is an avenue for me. I think I can do sports. Oh, what did happen? Did you just start playing basketball? Or Like, when is that moment for you?
I started playing basketball in high school. I joined high school, and as I said, my brother Collins Ouko was already doing it.
Okay.
So during holidays, I would go watch him play. In high school, he's the one actually who inspired me to join the game. And as I continued to play the game of basketball, I can't say I was as good as probably you or any other Kenyan players, or Ken Ondiek. They are one of the best shooters in Kenya. But I
No one
was,
can
like I
match
said,
that, man. Ken was special. You can't match Ken, man. Ken's special, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I was an average player, and I think I was an average player in basketball. Actually, for me, I think what I can say I took from basketball was just it molded me as an individual. It molded me in my personal life, and that's what I can say. Basketball builds character. It doesn't necessarily have to put money to your pockets, but as long as it builds your character, you're able to communicate with your teammates well. You're able to builds your perseverance in life, and it just helps build your overall character as a person. So that's what I can say was the best impact left on me via basketball.
Yeah, but I think I even mentioned this to you before we started the show. I always tell people, man, like, success, greatness, journeys, you can't measure it to anybody else. Like, there's no way you can measure it to anybody else, because everybody's journey is very different. Maybe for you,
True.
getting into basketballs was just the opening for you to get to Strongman. You know, it takes different things. It takes different things for someone to get to where they are. It takes trial and error. You know, it takes a lot of things. For me, my basketball, I didn't play basketball until my junior year in high school. In my junior year in high school, I didn't play even one single game. I did not. Kulikuwa kina Maish, Stanley, HSO, Charles Pono, Gale. You know, we had players. Peter Otieno, we had players. I had red on, and the team had blue. So I didn't play. These Ronnie Nungo, Rangala, all those guys were ahead of me, and they were better than me. So I wasn't going to play. But you see, but that situation there, and then even me going to the Kenya team and being on the bench, that's what made me be like, come on, man, like, what's it about basketball I can't really get? And that drove me to become better. But that's what I'm saying. Everything happens for one reason or the other. That's what I believe. And for you, maybe you being in basketball was for you to get molded as a person and get that discipline, and then move on to the next thing, which now you're excelling at. Which, so sport is always an avenue. It's when you are involved in sports, you might think you're losing, but you're winning. And that's the good thing about sports, man. Because you go on those trips and the team has no money, you guys don't have a hotel, and you're sleeping in one room, 10 people. You've been there, man.
Yeah, true.
So you learn to live with people and to be so accommodating to a lot of stuff that normally someone else would be like, what? You slept 10 people in a room? Like, what? So, again, kudos to you, man. But I know the biggest thing people are talking about now is like, okay, so when you're doing weightlifting, training, and all this, there's a lot to it, dieting and all this. So how do you how do you do yours? How have you developed your own nutrition plan, and how your regimen, what you do on a daily basis? How have you done that, and how, with everything going on?
Uh, my diet definitely is. I take in more than I used to when I played basketball. As a basketball player, I wanted to stay lean. I wanted to be lean. I wanted to stay lean.
Yeah,
So
most
definitely
definitely.
low
Yeah.
carb diets. Yeah, low carb diets. Fat, definitely low levels of fat when I used to play basketball, so that I could be leaner. Even if I was still working out in the gym, I wasn't looking to be as big as I am right now.
Yeah.
So currently my diet, I take around 6 meals daily. I just small meals. Uh, I space them out throughout the day. At no point will you find me with a huge plate of food.
Man, you're telling us something different. That's what we do, man. Sana kube ugali.
Yeah,
Come on now.
yeah, no. You have to space out your meals. Uh, so I take 6 meals daily. Space them at 8, 11, 1, around 3 or 4, at 6, and then later in the night. So my diet, that's how it is. I don't watch my diet right now. I take in almost everything. Give me fries, I'll take. Give me burgers, give me soda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Because I'm looking to get bigger, and in strongman, actually, the bigger you are, the stronger you are. It
Yes.
reflects on yes. You're able to handle bigger weights when you also, your body mass is also bigger. So I don't watch anything. I eat everything, almost everything.
But I've seen a big correlation. You watch. When you watch like international um, strongman competition, it's very rare to find people who are bodybuilders competing in that. It's rare. You might find one or two, but like when I watch like Kenya, like Christopher, you see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
same guys who are in bodybuilding, you're crossing over, you know, and I understand also the dynamics of you know, there's not a lot of people who are vested in it, have been vested in it. It is expensive to keep yourself, in good shape and tip top. Do you think
it
there's going to
is.
be a
It
time
is.
when there'll be a clear separation of the two, or do you still foresee there being that crossing over of athletes, bodybuilders into strong arm and vice versa?
Uh, if your numbers, I told you earlier, if your numbers can match that of the strongman, and
Yeah,
you're a bodybuilder, even if I've seen rugby players actually who are quite strong, and when you're in the gym with them, they can actually their numbers are almost the same as the strongman. And some people are just born strong naturally, like you said, Christopher. Christopher is a strong guy,
yeah, he's strong.
and
Yeah,
if yeah, and he's a bodybuilder. So
yeah,
even you, if you think your numbers are okay, you're free to join. You're free to come and compete. So there's actually no limiting of bodybuilders and strongmen. There's no limit that you can't compete in either of the two. So in strongman, as long as you feel you're strong and your numbers are good, you're free to join. PK, if you think your squats numbers are as good as a strongman, you're free. You're free.
man, I
Come
don't know about them
participate.
squats,
Come
man. I
participate.
don't. Squats brutal. I don't know. The last time I did squat thing, these were a couple of years ago, and I think I could be able to do like 100 kilos, but that's about it, man. Na hiyo jamaa amenifinya jimu mbaya. Jamaa anacheka mbaya hapo. That's how my
100
cousin
kgs.
was that?
100 kgs is still. You can improve. You can keep working, and
You just start.
if you think you're, yeah, just start.
You just start.
Start
Man.
and see where.
Yeah, so we coming out here. This is the fourth quarter, man. We in the fourth quarter right now. So for example, from what you know now, right? From from your experiences and all that, you having played basketball and now you're doing your weight training. I think you're a great asset, man. That people we can tap into to help also like basketball players like gain strength. And as you say, you have your gym. But what are some of the things we as basketball players, especially in Kenya, should focus on? Like knowing how we are as a people. Like what are some of the things we should focus on? Like some of us is it weight, like squats? Is it legs? What do we need to focus on?
I've been approached by a few basketball players who have watched my journey and seen me grow from what I was before to where I am right now. Several players have approached me, sent me messages asking me how I did it. And I'm working with a few basketball players right now who have approached me and told me, Mark, I want to build strength. I want to become stronger. So what I can say to basketballers, for me, basketballers, you need legs, you need stronger legs, you need stronger shoulders, you need stronger arms. So definitely shoulder workouts, put it in there, leg workouts, put it in there, arm workouts in there, and also low back workout. It's something
Can't forget the core, man. Can't forget the core. You got
yeah,
have
true. Yeah. True. Definitely you need to have a strong core.
Yeah.
But when players are during the basketball season, their own season, they do a lot of core workouts in their practice sessions. So when they come to the gym, I just tell them to focus on building their strength on their legs and shoulders. And core workouts, not really, because that's something that I think during their basketball practice session, that's something that they work on. So basketballers should feel encouraged to join the gym and become stronger, because playing basketball internationally, it's not easy. I've watched our post players. Area local, Bush or Mokota. Their size really doesn't compare with the international athletes playing professional basketball. So actually strength training is something that they should try and incorporate in their game, and definitely it will make them better players.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what I see my mind. Doc, man, Doc be on the grind, man, doing the weights. But the good thing about them, they use their quickness, though. If you don't have that strength, you gotta bring that quickness to the table, though. You gotta have something.
True.
You gotta have something, and you gotta work on something.
But to get easy baskets, stronger athletes will always get easy baskets compared to
no doubt.
quick athletes.
Yeah, but hey, I can attest to that. When I left Kenya, I was like 170 pounds playing the five. So
Yeah.
and then in my later days when I was older man, but I was 245, 250 pounds. It's tough. It was tough for a lot of players in Eastern Central to guard me, even though on the post. It was tough because to guard me for 4 quarters, I didn't believe there was anybody who could do it. Bang, you bang, you push someone so hard that you get tired. In FIBA, international basketball, they let you push. So to push someone who's 250 the whole game is tough. The legs go,
it's not easy.
your arms
it's not
go.
easy.
And as I said, I learned good lessons, man, of playing against you, Papi. Remember that USIU squad?
Papi,
what's the other guy's name? Biggie, Lodion. Those were some good. Those were some good, post players who could really bang and push and shove and it's tough to play someone who's big and they're gonna wear you out. But I know you talk about it's always winding down. So what are some of the things you think that basketball players should incorporate more in their daily nutrition? Like what do they eat? Or what can I eat? I want to gain I'll put some muscle on me. I'm 150, man. I want to get to 200. What do I need to eat? What do I put in?
Okay. If you want to build muscle, the number one muscle builder is you have to consume a lot of food which are rich in protein. So protein is the number one muscle. Yeah. Anything with protein, eggs, beans, anything with protein that you can get your hands on. Just consume a lot of it. Then low carb, minimize go easy on the ugali, go easy on the rice, go easy on the chapatis.
Hapo jamaa nakubaliana naye kweli. Go easy on the ugali.
Yeah. Go easy on the ugali.
Yeah.
And the chapos. You'll build muscle. You'll definitely build muscle. Yeah. So any player willing to join weight lifting to build their strength, those are the basics. Just a proper diet, join a gym. If you can't find an instructor who can guide you through it, these days there's YouTube. You can watch what LeBron are doing. You can watch what other pro athletes are doing. So knowledge, you can find knowledge easily compared to back in the day when you didn't know what Kobe was doing, you didn't know what LeBron was doing, you didn't know what Shaquille was doing, or Dwight Howard was doing. So the internet these days has made things easier. So for basketballers, if you want to get stronger, want to build muscle, go out there, do your research, and everything is out there. Also, you're free to reach out. Look for me. I'm easy. We can talk. You can join me in my training sessions, see what I do, and see how we can be able to help each other grow.
Yeah, I told you about your story ugali. Domi on here. Domi says hapo kwa ugali nasikia nimeguswa pabaya. Domi say hapo kwa ugali. But there's a perception. So I remember reading about Ronald Test. And Ronald's wife used to make him beans with all his meals. And so in Kenya, beans are so accessible, but there's a perception we have about beans maragwe, manga. There's a perception about that. Like, why do you think there's such a perception of beans in Kenya? Like when guys hear beans, like, oh, they cringe, man. They're like, I can't. Even though I think beans are one of the most accessible meals we have in Kenya.
Very true. But I think for me, beans is something that I ate a lot in high school. So something I ate a lot in high school.
Yes.
So it reached a point. Yeah, it reached a point that I don't want it in my diet anymore.
Yeah,
As you have seen, our strongman shirts say "Kula nyama beba chuma." So they actually push for athletes to eat more beef, which is also a great source of protein.
Yes.
So I think it's actually, it depends on you as a person. There are athletes who don't consume animal protein. They prefer beans on their diet. So
Yeah,
it depends on who you are as a person. So beans is okay for me. Beans is okay. You don't look down upon it. It's okay. You can go hard on the beans. Go hard on the beans.
and it's cheap and accessible. Sometimes, so
It is.
like for example, you go for this training, and U.S. Olympic Solidarity has a great program. So they take the diets that players, athletes should take, and they look at the country you're from, and they teach you like based on your country, what is more available to you, and how you can incorporate diets based on your country. It's a great program. That you can go on USOC, but the website, and look at the diet, and you can put it in your country, and they have like what are the foods found in your country, and they really help you understand. The proteins. Okay, in the States maybe they have access to meat, but in your country you have a lot of beans. You supplement that, and what else do you have? And it's a great tool that people can use to see where you are as an athlete. So some of the best lessons you've learned along the journey. What are some of the best lessons? And who has you been one of your greatest mentors on your journey?
I can say some of the best lessons I've learned through my journey is to stay disciplined. Basketball is known to be basketball, rugby, and sports in general. Sportsmen are people who like to have fun. So there's no find a balance, but find a balance in all this. You can go to after games. You have a game tomorrow. Don't go out and drink. Just yeah. I know.
Give me four.
Yeah, game before.
Yeah.
Actually, being indisciplined can actually cause harm to your performance, to how your body moves. If you go out dancing the entire night, game before, your knees definitely are weaker.
Yeah.
So compared to a player who got his rest entire night and showed up for the game. So discipline is one thing that I've learned in both sports. Second thing is working with people, teamwork. Basketball built my teamwork capacity. Right now, even at the workplace, I can relate with people easier. So that's also something that I can take from sports, really. And self-belief, just believing in what you're doing. Yeah, the coach might tell you this: don't shoot the ball, but if you believe you have the shot, you can make it. Go ahead, bro. Take the shot. Take that shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a disclaimer. I'm a coach. You can't just shoot.
Yeah.
You need the what to shoot that shot. I'll put a disclaimer there. I'm a coach, man. You can't let you slide a couple of disclaimer. You got to put in that work, as you're saying. You got to put in that work on that shot.
Exactly. So self-belief is something that has guided me through both sports. In basketball, as you know, I used to play as an underside. I'm barely 6 feet tall, so I was an undersized post player, but because of my strength,
Yeah.
people tell you, Mark, go low, go post. So when you're down there and you're posting with the PK who is 6'9", you have to believe. I can be this guy. So
Yeah.
self-belief, discipline, and teamwork. Have excellent teamwork. Those are things that I'll hold dear to myself as going forward in life in general.
Some of the greatest mentors you've had, and why were they the best mentors you've had?
Best mentors, definitely in basketball, Kobe Bryant.
I know
I
one is
enjoyed
very
watching
great.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the late Kobe Bryant is someone I enjoyed watching him play. Until that, I believe he's the GOAT. MJ comes second. So Kobe Bryant is something that I built. I try to build my game to like his. As I watch him play, it's something I try to bring to my game. And also uh, in Strongman, there's a guy called Thor the Mountain. I believe you've seen him in Game of Thrones. He's someone I've also admired and watched him as he does this thing. So he's someone I'm following daily and weekly as he does his training, his diet. He's someone who I look up to in in strongman competitions.
Yeah, those Kobe, Kobe, that's tough. Like Kobe stories is tough. Kobe, he. Um, I've read stories about him. I've had discussion with players who played in the NBA about Kobe. So I know the work. I know what he did. I know the work he put out. He definitely set the bar high for athletes to try, and it's hard to emulate what he used to do. So that's a
True,
great role
true.
model to have. It's tough. It's tough to emulate as you winding down, man. So what can you tell someone? In Kenya we have so much obstacles we have to go through, and loops and all this we have to jump. There's the noise. There's the naysayers in your house. Soma kijana chana sports haina maendeleo kuwa daktari. There's all this noise, and someone is trying to do sports. What can you advise someone? Like what can? And I know you obviously you've graduated, you have your degree, and I understand that. And how do you juggle both to get to where you want to go? If you're telling that young person coming up, you know, they want to be a sports person, but they also want to do education, and they're saying, haiwezekani zote mbili.
Actually, you can do everything you put your mind to. That's what I know. You can do sports. You can be great at education. You can be great at anything else you decide to be great at. So it's you who has uh, who has the key to all this. Everything you want, it's you to decide. So balancing all this is not easy, as I think it's not easy for athletes in Kenya in general. It's not easy to come from work, go to training, basketball training. It's not easy to practice 4 or 5 times weekly. It's not easy to show up to games on Saturdays and Sundays. On Monday, you show up to work beaten up. You're supposed to go on trips. Let's say your team is traveling to Mombasa. You guys are leaving on Friday morning. You have work. You have school. So in life, in general, you just have to find a balance in life. Yeah, and to all the players who are in college who are working, just do your best to find a balance. And if if you can't find that balance, then it's you have to accept sports is not for everyone. Sports is not for everyone. You can play sports, and it can mess up it can mess up your education. You can you might be too tired when you go to class. You're sleepy. You can't balance sports and work. If you can't find that balance, I'd say just drop one activity and just focus on what works for you. But if you can balance, you have the free time, then sports is definitely something you should keep on doing. It's I've seen a lot of benefit from it, and yeah, if you can find the balance, go for it. If you can't, then try and cut off some things, yeah, and focus on your main goals that you want to achieve.
Yeah, man. Sports open doors, man. Sports open doors. That's all I can tell you. Sports open doors. You know, bouncing a ball has made me travel the world. It's crazy when I think about it. Sometimes, like bouncing a ball made me travel and go to different places. When even when I was in Kenya, you know, I was able to go
Yeah,
Tanzania, Mombasa, you know, Kisumu. I couldn't do that by myself. You know, I was able to travel just because of bouncing a ball. So sports does open doors for you, but again, as you
it
mentioned, it might
does.
not
It
be for
does.
you. It might not be for you. So sometimes in life, you gotta let things go. But man, I appreciate you taking your time to talk with us about your journey, and I'm gonna follow you, man. I follow you a lot. I watch you compete.
I know.
So
I know. Yeah, yeah.
I watch you compete. You
You need
wanna,
to come. You come watch me live. You need to come watch me live.
man. I hope so. I was supposed to be in Kenya soon, man, but now I think restrictions are being eased up a little bit. So we're gonna try to see when we can make trip, man. I need to come. I need to come see. I can bench press now. I can bench press now. I know they're not 300, but I can get up there. I can get up there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm proud
When
of
you in
myself. I
Kenya,
can
when you
do
in
225. I can do 225 10 times, man. I know that's what
when
you
in
want,
Kenya, we
my
should.
man.
When in Kenya, definitely
Yeah,
come through, PK, come through. Let's have a session.
yeah.
And
I'll do that.
I appreciate what you're doing. Uh, Sharing with giving us this platform to share with basketball players, with everyone else that's watching. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it.
Man, I told you, man. I told you that the whole purpose is to share people's stories, man. We have
Yeah,
so
yeah,
many stories we can tell. We have so many, and we're not even scratching the surface yet. There's more we can talk about. But again, that's what I'm saying.
true.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come and we're gonna have a session. It's gonna be on Facebook Live, so I can hold my own now. I can do a little bit. So now we're gonna post it out. We're gonna post it out, and then tutakula nyama, pige chuma.
For sure, for sure, for sure. Let's do that. Well, let's do that. Let's do. When you come, don't fail.
Yeah.
Don't fail to come through.
I'll definitely look you up, and I'll come up, and I'll come and we'll put in some work with you, man.
We'll play some.
We'll put in some work. I'll come and work and put in the work out with you in the gym, at your gym.
True, true, true. But can you still play? Can you still play?
Oh, hey, it's time to guide me, man. I'm 270 now, man. I'm 270 and I can shoot. I can shoot. I'm 270, so you can't move me from the block unless you playing me on the block, you know. But
Yeah,
it's tough for average post player to get to play me on the post now, man. I'm 270, man. It's different. It's different.
true, true, true.
Yeah,
I just
the
wanted to
weight.
confirm whether you can still play.
Man, once you learn shooting is like cycling. You can't forget it. All I need is put up 10, and I get that shot, and I'm good.
It's easy. It's easy to say it,
I'm
but
gonna
when you
post
step on
a
the
video.
court, things are when
Yeah.
you step on the court, things are different.
No, well, I'm gonna post a video later. I'm gonna post a video of me putting up some shots later. I'm gonna do that. And I'll
Ask
tag
Ken on
you in
Diek
it.
whether he can still shoot. Ask Ken on Diek
Man,
whether he can still shoot.
I played with
He
Ken.
can't.
I played with Ken like 3 years ago. Ken can still shoot. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't played with him lately. But I played with him 3 years ago in a tournament here in Dallas, and he could shoot.
He can.
Yeah, I played with
You
him like
sure?
3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. I'm talking about 3 years ago. So,
Okay.
yes, sir. But man, I appreciate you taking your time, man. We're gonna hang out sometime soon, and I look forward to it, man.
Definitely. When you come through to Kenya, please,
Yeah,
please holler.
I will do that. I will do that. I will do that. All right, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hey, that's what I say. Hard time, putting time, dedication. That's one of a guy who started playing basketball and he's done a transition into strongman training. So he said everything when you put your mind to it, don't matter the obstacles. Obstacles are there. It's your journey. It's your journey. So focus on it. You're the only one who understands your journey. I keep saying this. You're the only one who understands your journey. Nobody else will understand your journey. So keep at it. Keep at it. And that's my until next Sunday. A great one next Sunday. Don't miss. I'm out.